Kill them one by one. Steal the role of the hero. What? What in the world was this man telling him? Fenrik could not easily understand Vidar's words. You are a worthless being in this world, with no specific role. That is why you cannot approach that woman. But if I wanted to put it another way. If you become the protagonist, you can get closer to her. Get close to her? Fenrik froze at Vidar's unexpected words, and Vidar continued. You can talk to her, touch her. You can even kill her, just like those men did, or save her, if that's what you want. Isn't this what you want? Vidar smiled as he spoke. Since you can't even approach them now, I will help you with the first matter. Help. The reason you can't kill them now is simple. They have been given roles in this world, along with the rights that come with them. Unlike you, they move exactly according to their programming and don't even realize it. But it's simpler than you think. Vidar gently squeezed Fenrik's shoulder before continuing. Specifically, just break this never-ending cycle that they repeat. Causing a rupture, something that has never happened before. Vidar's words fit perfectly. When Presepe chose a vulnerable option involving one of the male characters, she began to regain her self-awareness, just as with Fenrik. They suffered fractures in their roles, just like Atari and Dietrich, who were confused by memories of previous episodes. Once you kill one, there's nothing to stop you from killing the rest. The rest. That's because male heroes are able to influence each other. These idiots never realized it because they only moved according to their scripts, but you're different. You can kill them all if you want. How much of what he was saying was true, and how much was he lying? The first step is crucial. When Fenrik didn't answer and just stared at him, Vidar again showed him a monstrous image. What about him? In front of her stood Prince Atari, smiling and satisfied. It doesn't matter if you don't believe me. You can either stand by and watch them suffer and die endlessly, or you can change everything. The choice is yours. With those parting words, Vidar disappeared as quickly as he appeared, as if he had never existed at all. Fenrik's deliberations did not last long. Soon after, news of Precipice's death reached him again. She was said to have been found dead in Siegfried's palace, but Fenrik instinctively knew who was responsible. Siegfried killed her. And so it all happened again, leading to another one of those nasty banquets. That is, until the present moment. By this time, a tree with thick leaves was engraved on Fenrik's chest. Just before leaving the palace, Fenrik stands in front of a mirror, tracing the tattoo that vividly depicts Presepe's horrific suffering. Yes, I will make up my mind again this time. The path that leads me closer to you. Even if I couldn't predict the consequences that would ensue. You'll never know. As he looked at the sleeping Presepe, Fenrik murmured a low, almost bitter voice. How many feelings did I feel the day Prince Atari died? Vidar was right. Unlike what happened before, Fenrik was able to get closer to Atari. Although he did not fully understand why, it was only because Presepe chose the eavesdropping option involving Atari. Characters who display errors are no longer protected by the system, simply because the choices you made turned them into errors. Defeating Atari, who had become such a character, was incredibly easy. When Fenrik Atari was stripped of his role as one of the male heroes, he found himself able to get closer to Noah Divern without any particular difficulty. Although he froze in place due to the unfamiliar warmth, he quickly moved again, gently tucking Presepe's disheveled silver hair behind her ear. What would you say if you knew all this? Do you thank me for pulling you out of that abyss? Or will you be afraid of me and ask me how I could do such a thing for a trivial favor from a past that you don't even remember? Would you consider this just an obsession and claim that it is abnormal? But that doesn't matter much. Would it really matter? Would it make any sense now? Fenrik didn't think so at all. From the first moment we met, when I stubbornly handed you that flower, to when I wandered from one battlefield to another like a miserable child before I became a war hero. Since I left the position of war hero to return to the front lines, I have repeated countless retreats. Through it all, I was only thinking about you, watching you, and staying by your side. There is a saying in Italia, he who dreams but cannot achieve his dream is more miserable than he who does not dream at all. He who desires but cannot realize his desire is more miserable than he who desires nothing. He who loves without being loved is more miserable than he who does not carry anyone in his heart. Every time Fenric thought of those words, he thought to himself, so what about me who cannot approach you? Am I 3 times more naughty? Maybe Vidar was right. Maybe in this world, I am nothing, a meaningless existence with no defined role. Someone who can never be with you. Maybe I was always meant to live as a worthless person, begging for crumbs and help day after day. However, Fenric always made his own choices, unlike the male characters who only acted and spoke according to the settings assigned to them. He chose to use the Presepe sword in battle. He chose to get close to her, even if it meant stealing other people's roles by any means necessary. Perhaps all of this was destined from the beginning, as you were the first to give me this sword. Fenric let out a dry laugh. None of this matters to me anymore. So what if fate doesn't matter? He would make his way with his hands, as he always did. I am the gift from your past self to your present self. The one who is just there to protect you, to be your sword. The only one in this world who can save you. The dim moonlight illuminated her face, reflecting her annoyance in Fenric's blood-red eyes. Was she haunted in her dreams? Was she in pain? Was she getting hurt? He didn't know. Fenric stared at her silently for a moment, then slowly lowered his head. It's okay, Presepe. You've got me now. He gently stroked her hair and approached her ear to whisper in a low voice, whatever your fate is, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Because I will change it for you. Fenric smiled softly. As his large hand stroked her shoulder regularly, Presepe no longer groaned or furrowed her eyebrows. She fell into a deep sleep, just as she had been when Fenric had first entered the room. Only then did Fenric touch her cheek with a satisfied expression. And he stayed there for a very long time. But what he didn't know then was this: it wasn't to run away from other male heroes, or to live comfortably under someone's protection, or even to live a peaceful and quiet life in this world. Her only wish was to return to reality. Leave everyone behind. Even Fenric. This was the only dream recipe ever had.